Hello, everyone. This is Reza from Radicad. We are in this video with Wilson Lee from Microsoft Fabric Power BI team, focusing on Data Factory. If you have watched our previous interviews, we are talking about what are the updates from the FabCon conference, which happened a few weeks ago. So, hi, Wilson. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you for your time. Really appreciate that. For our audience to get to know you better, can you introduce yourself? What is your role? What do you do in Microsoft Fabric team?
Awesome. So, for folks who haven't attended my session or don't know me, my name is Wilson. I'm a principal product manager in the Microsoft Data Integration team. I own and run all of mirroring in Microsoft Fabric, right? And of course, I don't do it myself. We partner with many different teams to bring to customers, like folks who are watching this video, all the mirroring solutions. So that's what I do in Microsoft.
Sounds great. And it is good, I think, to start with the fact that some people might think mirroring belongs to like data engineering team or data warehousing team. But in fact, there is a big part of it behind the scene, which you guys don't see. And that is the data integration from that source system that comes into the mirroring. So we had first announced mirroring like a few years ago. And then at Ignite, we had open mirroring, which is really nice, interesting feature that we can use it to pretty much mirror with anything. But what are the updates in the FabCon that we need to watch for?
No, that's great. And then one thing that I think is super interesting is saying, where does mirroring fit in Microsoft Fabric, right? Is that a data integration solution or is that a one-lake solution? Because mirroring is about bringing data. It's the easiest way to bring your database or proprietary database data into Fabric One Lake itself, right? So where does it fit? So to us, I think that the way that we look at it is that no matter you look at it as a data integration tool or a one lake tool, we just think that mirroring will just help you to bring your data, the easiest way for you to bring your database data into Fabric One Lake itself. And of course, if the data lands in One Lake in the proprietary format that we have, it's just Delta Verde Parquet, everything on top of lights up, right? And
that is
so that's what we do, right? So when we're talking about mirroring and what's the why we have even mirroring in the first place. But you mentioned about like what's new in FabCon, right? So yeah, mirroring existed for quite a bit, for a few years now. We announced open mirroring back at Ignite as well, right? Many customers or viewers might ask about, hey, what is the difference? What is open mirroring, and what's the difference between that and database mirroring, right? You can always think about database mirroring is that us in Microsoft or in Fabric, we help you to connect to the source and bring the data into Fabric One Lake easily, right? Open mirroring is where you can decide how you want to write data into One Lake itself, right? Through mirroring, right? You still enjoy all the benefit that you have in mirroring, right? Free storage per your capacity, and then of course free compute, the engine that runs underneath the hood, that does not count against your Fabric capacity at all, right? And of course, when we first launched with database mirroring, we have Snowflake, we have Azure SQL Database. Folks might already a big fan of been using Cosmos DB as well. And of course, Azure SQL MI is something that we also announced back in FabCon EU as well. But one new source that we bring to you all at FabCon US, which is a couple of weeks ago, was the capability of mirror Azure PostgreSQL, right? Flexible server, right? That has been one of the top asks that folks has been asking us to support because many of you folks really like the capability from Azure PostgreSQL as well. So we now have this in public preview. So whenever you decide to log on to Fabric and create a new item, you see all these sources available to you to use as of today. So yeah, if you haven't tried it out, I encourage everybody watching this video do go try it out, right?
Yeah, so that's great, especially the Azure SQL. The Postgres databases is quite widely used these days for operational systems. So having that mirroring option is quite helpful. I just back up a little bit on this because some of our audience might not really know what mirroring is. So mirroring is like when you have data in another system that you want to bring it into the Fabric. The integration process is such a lengthy process. It's like a multiple months job, 6 months job, multiple people. What Wilson and his team in Data Factory mirroring is focusing on is to simplify that process for you. So you just go and select some options, like this is my source, this is the tables, these are the mappings, and that's it. That will take care of everything for you.
And I like the fact that you mentioned that that's it, right? So that's the 5x5 or the turnkey moment that we want to, right? But everybody knows like data integration is not an easy thing to do, right? We talk to customer, like many folks might be watching this as well, like bringing in incremental or change data. It's actually a very, very difficult thing. If you have to manage it yourself, you need to make sure that all the changes are there. Make sure that you set your own watermark or subscribe to the CDC system and all those type of things. With mirroring, especially mirroring focusing on bringing database data into Fabric One Lake, is that we just want to basically make this easy, right? If your destination is to bring data into Fabric One Lake, we want you to use mirroring, right? If your source is a database, and that's what we wanted to do. Once you turn it on, we'll get your snapshot data from your source table and any tables that you want to mirror, and then of course whenever there are changes from the source, we'll also bring those changes through change feed, change data into Fabric One Lake, and we'll make sure that everything is combined, all the updates, insert and deletes, everything is done, and of course making sure that it's super efficient in One Lake, so then every workload in Fabric can use it, right? So that is our goal and mission for mirroring, and of course we provide that for free as well.
That sounds great. Yeah, and you mentioned that this is for free. So at the moment, the compute as well as the storage used for mirroring is free, right?
That's right. So whenever you turn on mirroring, right? So two things is for free. Storage are for free depending on your capacity. So every single capacity level or tier, we call that, you get 1 terabyte for free. So if you provision an F64, you'll get a 64 terabyte for free of mirror storage. So that's one incentive. Right. Second incentive is the fact that earlier I mentioned about the engine, right? That we connect to your source or just running under the hood in open mirroring. We use the same engine for all mirror items, right? That engine itself that helps you to manage that complexity and making sure that everything runs smoothly inside Fabric, landing the data in One Lake. That engine itself does not count against your Fabric capacity. So no matter which SKU that you provision, mirroring runs the same. We promised a near real-time replication. The engine doesn't count against your Fabric capacity. So that's when we're talking about when mirroring for free. Those are the different aspects of it.
So that's a good one to talk about, actually, because one of the, let's say, concerns that I've heard from people is that, well, if I enable mirroring, I don't know how this might cause throttling on my compute power because I have, let's say, F32. It's not super strong. If I enable it, would it stop my Power BI report from being visible? Things like that, which you says it is not like that, right?
No, it's not. And the best analogy that I've heard, and I'm also and that I love the most is talking about Fabric capacity is like a pipe, right? It's a pipe, right? Mm-hmm. Whenever you run, of course, consumption with Power BI report, you run data pipeline or from Data Factory team or many other amazing workload that we have. Those will count against your pipe or your Fabric capacity, but mirroring does not. So no matter what, you will not be throttled based on Fabric capacity itself. So that's another best thing, because what we want is that you can continuously bring your data. It's in the name. So I really like the name mirror, because what you see from the source is what you see on the destination. So then we just want to have that process continuously running, making sure that all your data is up to date from your source into Fabric itself, so you can run your analytics workload. So that is why that we decide to offer both storage and compute, mirroring compute for free. So to help everybody out on that. Yeah.
That's great. And like, I don't want to get that much deep into the mirroring architecture and things like that. But one of the other things that we have people that think about mirroring is that, like, I'm sharing some of the concerns, probably you can explain that better. Because it is an incremental process, like first load of the data, and then whenever the data changes. So it is obvious that sometimes the data changes in the source system may not be available, that connection may not work, so it fails in that particular synchronization. Would it take it up, that part of data, in the next refresh, or you have the process to consider all of these, I imagine, right?
Yeah, we do. And one good thing about mirroring is that whenever there's errors, of course, there are some limitations, of course, just like any software that we build. But what we want to promise with mirroring is that even though you have in your source, there might be some issues, maybe down for a little bit, mirroring will try, or we will do our best to continue to bring your data in, no matter if we need to, for example, fix some of the issues that are happening behind the scenes. Maybe your source is down, or maybe there's some things missing, right, in between, or when we do transfer. Mirroring will self-heal and self-fix itself, and trying to get all your data. Again, it's in the name, right? We want to make sure that when you go to Fabric, you look at your data that you mirror, it's exactly the same as what you have from the source. And that's something that we want to do. And we're improving every single day to make sure that that is the case. And the fact that also it doesn't impact your operational database on the source as well, right? So those are several things that we want to do really well, and we continue to improve on that process as we speak, right?
Sounds great. Amazing. Thank you for that. So what are next thing for us to look forward to? Like, what do you have in the roadmap that you can talk about?
Yeah. So a couple of things I think that is super exciting for customers, and we have heard our customer asking us about that. Now, let's source aside, right? Let's talk a little bit more about the features that we provide. And these are features that are available, that are and will be available to all of Mirror databases as well, right? So one is that many customers are asking us to actually support their sources on premise and behind a firewall as well, right? So at FabCon a couple of weeks ago, we have announced that Mirror database now supports sources on premise and behind firewall. All you need to do is to provision an on-premise data gateway for on-premise sources, or a virtual network data gateway for anything in the cloud. You can now connect through those gateway and basically mirror your data from those sources using these gateways. So that has been an amazing announcement. I know that customers have been asking us for a long time to support that. We now do support that, starting with Snowflake and Azure SQL Database, and SQLMI is coming very, very soon, and many other sources will have that support by default. So those are things that is already out there that you can already use as well. A couple more things that are super important to our customer as well. Two things, right? One is that we're really excited that we now have integrated mirroring into Workspace Monitoring as well. So there are some customers who are advanced customers who want to basically monitor everything that's happening in mirroring, no matter if we have successfully bring the data in, or there's some issues as well. They want to create a report, they want to be alerted because of this integration. Once that you turn it on,
they want to see it. Yep.
That's right. They want to know what is going on. You can actually deep dive into our events and seeing what is going on, and even creating alerts if something goes well or something goes wrong as well. So that's amazing things that we have announced in the last several months that you can actually go use as of today. One more thing to note as well is the support for CI/CD and deployments, right? Process, right? For any customer that do have different environment from development to testing to production, you will want to use that, and this is something that we do support as of today. So for all Mirror database, including open mirroring as well, we do support this capability as well. And one more thing that is super excited that we've talked about that is coming very, very soon as a feature. It's something called change delta change feed, or it's a CDF, right? So what we've heard is that many of our customers, after they brought in the data from their sources, any source, right, into Fabric One Lake itself, is that they will need to do processing. So for any of our customers who are familiar with medallion architecture, you need to, most of them mirror their data, bronze data, into Fabric One Lake itself. They can now turn, once that we support that, and this is something that we will be releasing this in a couple of months, they can turn it on for your mirror database. And what you can do is that you can use a notebook to subscribe to this change data delta feed, and you can now get the changes, so that instead of you have to process all the data at once, you can now listen to the changes and process the changes, and basically converting or changing your data from bronze to silver to gold. So then it will make your downstream processing much simpler. So that has been an exciting features that we will bring to all of you, that we've talked about and show a demo at FabCon US a couple of weeks ago as well.
That is amazing. So that's really good to see this momentum, and mirroring is not a feature that is just announced and left aside. It is something that Microsoft team is actively working on it. So that's
right. And this is not only just the features, or we're not only just thinking about feature. And Reza, you mentioned about sources as well, right? So at FabCon US, we've shown a little bit about our roadmap about the future sources, because for mirroring, there's a lot of demand about, hey, when will you support? It's great that you have open mirroring, but when will you support those by default, right? So then we can leverage mirroring to connect to the sources for me. So several that are coming very soon. So mirroring for SQL Server on-premise, so the existing versions from 2016 to 2022, that is coming very soon to be available in public preview very soon. Mirroring for SQL Server 2025. I'm sure that many folks have heard about SQL Server 2025. It's in private preview at FabConf, and they even shown a sneak peek back in Ignite as well. We will support that in public preview very soon as well. But two more sources that I'm going to mention as well, that it's super exciting for a customer. One is mirroring for Oracle database. So that has been one of the top features that, or sources that our customers have been asking for. That is something that's coming very soon. And of course, Google BigQuery is another source that we'll support very soon as well. So those are several sources and many more that are coming. But we're really excited about our roadmap for mirroring from a feature standpoint and from the number of sources that we support standpoint. We were really excited to bring this to publicly available for everybody to take a look and use it. And hopefully you can use it in your production and give us all the feedback that we can get. Right?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that these are sources that people are looking forward to. I think one of the demos I saw in FabCon was actually that Oracle on-prem connection somehow. That's right. That's how it works, which is really exciting. Awesome, thank you. How is the best way for people to reach out to you if they want to connect with you? Is LinkedIn the best platform?
Yeah, LinkedIn, I think is the best platform. I think that's one thing that I would say, that do watch out for. I think in Data Factory, we'll continuously, we call it the rolling thunder, right? Continue announcing or improvement in mirroring. So watch out for our blogs and our feature roadmap as well. I think that's one. But one more thing that I would advise folks to do is that if you're interested in mirroring, especially, and also many of the Data Factory features, please do subscribe through Microsoft Reactor. We do have a new series that has been going for a couple of months now, that is focusing on Data Factory features, right? Mirroring is part of that, and many of our amazing Data Factory features, we're going through that. So many of our PMs and engineering team, and sometimes we have invited guests. We've been talking about open mirroring, we're talking about database mirroring, we're talking about many of these features. We have many sessions that are posted on the Microsoft Reactor channel, YouTube channel itself. So I think that's a great way for you to learn about what is the latest about innovation in both mirroring and Data Factory itself. So those are many different ways that you can reach out to us. And of course, we are always welcome feedback. If you have any ideas, and please do log it and tell us. We love to talk to you, all folks who are watching, because that's how we grow and that's how we improve for both mirroring and Data Factory as well.
Thank you. That's amazing. And yes, we put the link to community page for the ideas as well, which is a place that if you have any ideas about the product, you can put it there. The team is watching. Just make sure that you use the right tag so that the right team is looking at it. And that's it. Thank you, Wilson. I really appreciate your time. Is there anything else you would like to mention to our audience?
One last thing. Go try Fabric if you haven't done it, and then go try mirroring if you haven't tried it yet. It's many sources available for you to use. We're super excited about this feature, but love for you to try it out and let us know. And then that will be my final call. But thank you so much for inviting me. I have a blast.
Thank you. It was really good to talk to you as well, and hopefully we'll have another interview sometime later with some new updates as well.
Sounds great. Awesome.
Thank you, everyone, for watching us. Until the next video, bye.